art has the most extraordinary ability to bring people together.
Currently, I think one of the things that art can do effectively is to promote understanding, empathy.
Art and culture are fundamental in our society.
We can find a place where the past and the present intersect, and our present time has some light thrown upon it.
My name is Kaywin Feldman. I'm the director of the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C. The National Gallery of Art opened its doors in 1941, and our mission is to serve the nation by welcoming all people to explore and experience art, creativity, and our shared humanity. Our collection of about 160,000 works of art includes works made in 1200 in Italy, all the way up to modern and contemporary art made very recently. We see about 4 to 5 million visitors a year and welcome people from all over the world to enjoy the National Gallery. I feel very strongly that there's never been a time that's more important for museums, for artists, and for museums of art. This divided world we live in, where it's increasingly challenging and difficult, and we're seeing wars across the globe, global differences. Art has the most extraordinary ability to bring people together. Art emphasizes our shared humanity. I've also done a lot of study about the role of empathy and wonder that humans feel when they see something like a stupendous work from nature or a work of art. And at that moment, when people experience wonder and empathy, they actually feel more joined to other people. They're less narcissistic. They worry less about their calendars and their daily stresses, and they feel connected to something bigger than themselves. And I think in our noisy, chaotic world, that art gives us the ability to center ourselves, to find peace and joy and happiness, to challenge our viewpoints and see new opportunities and new worlds. And so despite challenging times, I'm so optimistic about the future for art museums, because I believe art is just that important.
My name is Eugene Tan. I'm the director of the National Gallery Singapore and the Singapore Art Museum. So the National Gallery Singapore focuses on the art of Singapore and Southeast Asia. So our collections and our exhibitions show the art histories of Singapore and Southeast Asia from the 19th century to the present. Whereas the Singapore Art Museum is a contemporary art museum, and we look at contemporary art globally, but from the perspective of Southeast Asia. So both museums in Singapore aim to foster a better understanding of art amongst our publics, and also the importance of art in our society. I think art has a fundamental role to play in improving our society, making it a better place. Currently, I think one of the things that art can do effectively is to promote understanding, empathy. As we know, the world is becoming a very polarized place, and art, by providing different perspectives from different points of view about certain things, can help promote understanding and empathy, and hopefully make our world a more peaceful place.
I am Christelle Creff. I am head of the French Museum Service at the French Ministry of Culture. And the Ministry of Culture in France aims to develop access to culture for everyone, and aims also to preserve heritage and to support artists and creation. The big issue for us is to make it possible for everyone to have access to culture and art. Art and culture are fundamental in our society, and museums house many collections coming from our past and telling us all the diversity of our societies, the past and the actual societies, and have a lot to make us learn about what we could build in the future. I think we can't imagine a world without culture, without artists, without works of art, and we must make it accessible to the main part of the population, to make also people engage in our policies, and to make them possible to enter our museums, our places of art, so that we can build a renewed society. We can have new narratives about what joins us, what unify us and make together the society.
I'm Gabriele Finaldi. I'm the director of the National Gallery in London. The National Gallery is the national collection in the UK of historic European painting. We have a collection that runs from medieval times right through to the beginning of the 20th century. It's a small collection, but it's a collection of remarkable quality. Great artists are represented in it with some of their greatest works. Leonardo's Virgin of the Rocks, Van Gogh's Sunflowers, Caravaggio's Supper at Emmaus. It's a small collection, but it tells the story of European art, walking along the peaks of that history. And it's very significant within the museum system of the UK, but particularly it's a museum that's much loved by visitors. We have large numbers of UK visitors come every year. Many people have grown up with the National Gallery because it is free of charge, it's free to visit. People come frequently, they become loyal visitors, and they become very familiar with the collection. So I think it's a gallery that's embedded in British society, but of course it's also very open to everyone. It's a great tourist attraction, it's a great visitor attraction, so many people who come to London from the rest of the country or from abroad come to visit the National Gallery. We all need to experience beautiful things. We all need to experience things that are serious. We all need to experience things that somehow open our minds and help to enlighten our experience. And the works that are in the great museums very often have come down to us from the past. They've been very precious in the past. They've been about how people have interpreted their own experience. And we can interpret our own times in the light of the great works of the past. Museums are also places where we can share, where we can learn, where we can come together as families, where we can come together as communities. They're places we can reflect on our identity as community, our identity nationally, our identity as global citizens. They're places where the great concerns of our time, whether they're to do with the relationship between the rich and the poor, whether to do with our role in a world which is changing very rapidly, or whether to do with our concerns over the climate crisis, for example. These are the big issues of the day that we can reflect upon in the context of beautiful objects, important objects. We can find a place where the past and the present intersect, and our present time has some light thrown upon it.